and welcome to QuestionPro Office Hours. We are live together
in Austin,
Texas. Adrian is usually based in
India.
What part?
Pune.
I was like,
Pune,
it's a big
Goa.
country.
Pune, Goa. So biggest question. So
yeah,
I say India right now.
That's true. I hope everyone can hear us. We've got a new microphone, so I'm hoping that everything is okay.
If you're wondering why Crystal is looking out, she's looking for confirmation.
Anyway, we've got the whole marketing team here, and I'm so excited to be in Austin for QuestionPro X Day. If you haven't heard about QuestionPro X Day, then I don't know where you've been or what socials you've been paying attention to, because it's not ours. But we are so excited you're here. I'm Crystal Weiss. I'm the Director of Marketing here at QuestionPro. I'm based in Austin, Texas. That's where we are now. And this is Adrian Mendez, the Head of Customer Success.
Okay, thank you. Yes, she got it right. She got it right.
And usually, I'm going to move closer. And usually we are on two different screens, but today we're on one screen.
Because we're in the same place.
I know. It's so exciting. You're never going to hear us stop saying that.
After, I think we've known each other since 2019, and this is the first time we are actually meeting for the first time, right?
That's crazy. That's crazy. We have 40 employees coming into town for QuestionPro X Day. Only 5 of us ran QuestionPro X Day in 2019 in person.
Yeah.
And many of us have never met each other because we're a fully distributed company, which these days is totally normal. And thanks to QuestionPro Workforce, we can always keep up on what, how our customers or employees are feeling. We do, pulse and 360s. And at the end of the year, we do our big employee survey. Yeah. And it matters. So fill it out, QuestionPro employees, if you're watching me.
Yeah, it did make a big difference to us. We started last year for the first time, and things have looked up all the way this entire year. So I'm looking forward to the one that's going to happen now.
I know. I'm pushing for those 4-day work weeks.
Yeah. Let's see that.
Not gonna happen,
no, I don't like 4 days work week, but all right.
We can debate that for another day.
Yeah, another day.
But it also, doing surveys like for our employees really changed. We got half-day Fridays in the summer, which is a fun treat from Memorial Day to Labor Day. We got paternity leave for guys, 3 weeks for, our fathers who are having children. Shout out to Nick.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Nick. We're sorry you're not going to be at X Day, but congratulations on the new baby. And, it really does make a difference. Now, we've got an audience today, IRL. All the marketing team is here, sitting just on the other side of the camera. Who doesn't love a little woo? But they've also put together some questions for us that we're going to go through, because just because we're together and we're slightly distracted does not mean that we can't do our jobs.
We can, absolutely.
And if you would like to tell us where you're from, make sure to put that in the chat window, or give us a message and we'll answer your questions. We do have some that were submitted ahead of time, so we're going to go through those, and we may even do a little demo because Adrian's the best at demoing.
Thank you.
Let's be honest.
Also, while we're at it, in the comments, I'm looking for any kind of comments where Crystal does not actually have a case on her new phone. So can you please put that up on the comment? Do you think she should get a case? Because that's a very expensive phone.
I'm a rebel.
Yeah, no, she should get a case. We all agree. The audience agrees.
The audience agrees.
We need to hear more.
Shout out to our audience right now. We have Danny, who runs our social media, Gia, who works on Workforce, and Paulina, who works on CX. They are all here to support our X Day magic that's going to happen in a couple days. And so if you haven't signed up for X Day, you can do that now at QuestionPro/X Day and use the promo code Crystal Rocks.
Or Adrian 100.
Crystal Rocks is better.
Adrian 100.
Okay. First question. Okay. Ooh, this is a training question.
Okay, let's go.
Do you offer any self-paced training programs?
We do. As a matter of fact, we do. And today is a very special day for us. So I'll go a little into that. So QuestionPro Certification kind of came into being a little earlier this year. We do self-paced training. There are 2 fundamental modules. So that's a fundamental 1 in survey designing and fundamental 2 in survey designing, if you want to actually learn how to create surveys on QuestionPro and further your skill set. And we have a limited time offer going all the way till Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So it's free if you have a QuestionPro license. Doesn't matter. It can be an essentials license
There we
or an
go.
advanced license or a CX license or a workforce license or literally any license in QuestionPro, and it's available for free to you. So please do take really good advantage of this opportunity because QuestionPro is
Tell
not
me
a
why.
skill. QuestionPro is now officially a skill. So
Ooh.
you getting certified in fundamentals is a skill set that you would be offering any organization that you're going to,
Mhm.
irrespective of what you're working in, right? You could be working
Right.
in research or experience, but if you're going to be doing anything with data and insights, you need to know how to create a survey.
That's awesome. It's it makes me think a lot about, HubSpot or Marketo or Pardot or Eloqua. Sorry. And if you have marketing automation skills, they transfer. So you could do, HubSpot training for marketing automation. And then when you go, that's a skill somewhere else. It's like, oh, you could probably do Pardot. The same
Absolutely.
goes for, not that we're encourage people to go to our competitors, but
Yeah, there's no promotion over here. Not promoted event at all.
But it would be a good skill even for other survey platforms because it gives you the basis of how to build surveys properly, how to ask questions properly, how to not lead your respondents.
That's right.
Thanks. I almost had attendees.
Yeah, a lot of XT going on, but then that's right. And in talking about the transferable skills, so what we've done in QuestionPro separately is even so you might be having QuestionPro right now for organizational needs.
Mhm.
If you leave your organization and go somewhere else, you can just drop us an email and we'll switch the email address so you can actually have lifetime availability to that course and use it.
That's amazing. Right. So it's not just like if you move from one job, you can still take the course, take the certification with you.
That's right.
That's awesome. Can you do that on our live chat?
You can. So the live support team is equipped with doing that, or you can reach out at certification@questionpro.com. The team over there can help you out, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn.
There it is. I love that. Well, that was such a good one. I feel like that was like, you're like, oh, I have all the answers for this. Let's see if we can find a hard one. Oh, you know the answer to this, but it is I would say it was a hard one because I don't know how to do it. Can I remove duplicate responses without exporting data to Excel? Or better, if I can avoid duplicate responses?
You can avoid.
Wait, hold on. In what license can you remove duplicates?
Again, you're just making it tough now. All right, cool. So you can.
This is office hours. It's supposed to be the tough questions.
All right, so we'll kind of pace it out a little bit because when we talk about duplicate response, it goes a little into data quality, right? If you are referring to duplicate response from the same person, number one, you can stop it. How do you stop it? Is use our ABBS, which is anti-ballot box stuffing.
Anti-ballot box stuffing.
Anti.
That's what I said.
You said anti.
Okay. It's the same thing. I'm anti-ballot box stuffing.
We can debate privacy and privacy later on. All right, so that feature is pretty cool. It has a custom variable attachment to it. It has a tracking attachment to it. Effectively, what it does is once a tracked respondent has taken a survey, it will not allow them to take it. So even if they forward it to someone else, that person cannot take it.
Oh,
so that's the whole idea about doing it. Now, in the event that you do have multiple responses that come in, number one, it kind of goes to how do you know that there are multiple responses, right? So I'm going to go to the default of what's actually in, which is IP based responses. So if you look at the IPs and you have the same IP coming in for all of the responses, you'll know that it's probably the same person or the same household for that matter. We have the data quality feature that will allow you to terminate based on duplicate IP.
Oh.
Under the pretext that they are all the same people. Now, it has pros and cons. So if you're using an organizational Wi-Fi, that could be a problem.
Yes.
Right? But then again, everything comes with a risk. Now, both these features are available on different license sets and together as well. So our data quality is available on Research Edition or Communities with Research, because Communities is like a suite, right? So you can take that. And anti-ballot box stuffing is available from Team Edition onwards.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, so But if you were going to say, let's do a employee survey,
Okay.
and you were on a corporate network, you wouldn't want that.
We wouldn't want that. No. So in that case, you'd always want to go for a tracked survey and want to have the ABBS on. You can reach out to our chat support. You can reach out to your account manager. You can reach out to your customer success manager, or you can sign up for QuestionPro Certification's fundamental course #1. See, you got it.
That's so good.
Yeah, I know.
We could
Thanks.
make infomercials, you guys. We'd
Thanks
be
a lot.
so good at it. Put the pro in QuestionPro. Okay.
I just remember this question that I saw. Someone asked us, "What is QuestionPro?" Do you
Ooh,
remember that?
it's right there.
It's right
What
there.
is the meaning
Oh,
of
what's the meaning
QuestionPro?
of QuestionPro? Do you know that?
Well, I mean, is it like the one question we got asked? Like, what is the meaning of life?
Yeah, it's like that. It's kind of like that. Like I
What
read
is
the
the
question. It was really
meaning?
important. It made a lot of sense though.
Well, would you like to answer it?
I have a version of the answer. I don't know if it's an official statement. Marketing right here is going to wet that, and if I'm hurting any sentiments,
Watch my
I
eyes. We'll
apologize.
see. We'll decide.
Yeah. So QuestionPro effectively, it's at least from my perspective, it's a little bit of a wider answering, right? For anything that you need to know the answer to, whether it is asking someone to marry you, that's a question that you'd ask, right? You see where I went with that?
Did you send your fiance a survey? Is that how you proposed?
No, but wait, I'll get to that. I am actually using QuestionPro surveys for some version of my marriage preparation, and I'll tell you what that is. But then no, so QuestionPro is effectively a pro strategy in asking questions. You can ask them to your employees through
Right.
Workforce, so 360, your pulse.
I keep motioning at Gia like you guys can see her.
All right. Or you're gonna be there. Gia's coming over. to
Okay,
say hi.
so Gia is she does our marketing for Workforce.
Yeah,
And so Gia, can you tell us what Workforce is? What is QuestionPro Workforce? What is the meaning?
All right.
QuestionPro
so,
Workforce.
QuestionPro Workforce is an employee experience. Meaningful change in your companies, in your organization. So
So what does that mean though for people? Like what does meaningful change mean to you?
well, we all know like engaged employees
Yeah.
are like good employees, and when you have like happy employees in your organizations, you got like, happy clients. So you want to have like this whole like continuous listening strategy for everyone.
There you go. I like that.
So yeah.
And that is why we at QuestionPro do surveys about ourselves so that
We do,
we are happy employees and then we make customers happy.
Exactly.
Those happy customers are coming for XT.
Man, we are good promos.
Right?
Bye,
Thanks,
Gia.
Gia.
Thank you.
So asking questions, that was employee, and
Mhm.
you also ask questions to your customers, right? CX.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you want to know the feedback. I mean, you want to know how the service was, how the product was, how the delivery was. I mean, if you've ever taken an airline in your life, I'm pretty sure you have, or a bus for that matter, or train for that matter. They're
Or an
all.
automobile.
Well,
Sorry, I was.
why would you survey yourself? But all right, but then the reason I put those plugs over there is because QuestionPro actually does CX for major airlines,
That's true.
the Metro. I'm not going
Mhm.
to say which. And we also have a bus service. It's a little known fact. It's a regional bus service. It's a little known fact, but we do have
Oh,
feedback for bus bookings that we do.
what region?
I can't tell that. It's an
Oh.
NDA. Yeah, so we do that, and so each and every one of them is different. You're asking questions, and then last but not the least is market research, right? Market research is all and only about asking questions. We ask questions like, do you like the packaging? Do you like the color? Do you like the number that's written over there? Fun fact, we did a A/B test asking consumers how they would like to buy their car fresheners.
Car fresheners.
Right. And
Okay.
I saw the winner in like the studies that came out, and there were two of them. One had really good feedback, but one had really good negative feedback.
Ooh.
Right. The negative feedback was important. So we did another survey in the negative feedback. And I saw that yesterday at Target. Like the exact I know, right? We took a snap and everything, we sent it.
That's
but it
so
was amazing.
cool. That I think is one of my favorite things about working at QuestionPro is when you get to see the things that our customers survey and research in real life.
Yeah.
And that it's such a satisfying feeling, especially in marketing, because we're doing the business marketing, right? So it's not like if I want to see like a QuestionPro billboard, I'll put a QuestionPro billboard up and it'll be like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
But when you see something a customer has done using our software in the real world, it's so powerful. And that's also the power of research, is that every time a brand sends you a survey and you don't take it, you're essentially giving up your right to vote in the change of that company or in the brand marketing or in what, font that they're using at Target.
Or just think about it this way, right? You are an opinionated person. Always
Hopefully.
give that opinion, whether you like it or you don't like it. If you like it, they'll do it better. If you don't like it, maybe they'll change.
Maybe.
Hopefully, but because a lot of things kind of go. So that is QuestionPro for you. We're kind of going into all the fields. So we are kind of pros at asking questions, irrespective of how they are asked. So QuestionPro, that's my definition of why QuestionPro.
Asking questions.
I
love it.
Okay, it's approved by marketing. I'm happy. All right. I'm not going to have legal
It's
problems.
approved. I'll put it on a coaster.
Okay.
Okay. What else do we got? Can I offer custom survey rewards?
Custom survey rewards. Yes, you can. It's available from Team Edition in onwards. Custom survey rewards are a little dicey and a little tricky. So there are two kinds of custom rewards.
Because you need the anti-ballot buckets.
You need that. That's right. Because now the crux of the matter, the reality is that we have a lot of bots. We have a lot of fraudulent respondents that's going on. And I'm not making this up, because if you've heard any market researcher talking right now, whether it was Isomar or whether it was Quirks, they were all talking about how the quality has to be protected just because of so many automations that are coming in. So ensure that you're not giving out rewards unnecessarily because you're just burning a hole in your wallet. That's really important, because you never do it again, right? Think about it from that perspective. If you lose that much of money, you're never going to do it again.
Right.
And legit people are going to lose out on that, which means you lose out on feedback and insights coming in later on. So custom rewards can be done. You need to have your own coupon code for it, your own fulfillment process for it.
Okay.
So you need all of that ready and going. If there's any kind of problem, if you run out of coupons right in the middle of the study, QuestionPro cannot help you over there, because we're not taking responsibility of any of it.
Right. Now, though, if you're in communities,
Yes,
there is an infrastructure for rewards in communities, right?
Yeah, and communities also has custom rewards. So we have a client who does donations. So feedback and donations. So people come in, give a lot of feedback, earn a lot of points, and then they donate it to charity.
I love that. So there's lots of different ways you can incentivize your respondents when they're trying to give you feedback.
Absolutely.
And I think that that's another great, a lot of people will do things for a $5 Starbucks card. Trust me, I use them all the time. So much so that it's like a joke in our marketing team.
Yeah.
And so, really, if people are going to just like give you part of their time, make sure that you're rewarding them, because everyone wants to be like valued and respected, and time is one of our most valuable assets.
Correct. I mean, we've seen that a lot. Any kind of study that has rewards associated with that, depending on, you should know your audience really well. Right? If you think they want to earn it versus they want to donate it or just hold on to it, giving rewards is like a really good way of ensuring that you get good responses.
Ooh, I like that. What is the coolest reward besides the donations that you've ever seen someone do?
I don't know about the coolest, but I'll tell you the most expensive reward that I remember. So there was this client that did a really, really expensive reward. They were trying to take feedback on certain cruise services.
Okay.
All right. And the person who submitted, or whatever, everyone submitted responses, and they did a raffle at the end of the day. 2 people got to go with +1s on a cruise of the Mediterranean.
From filling out a survey?
Yeah. That's the most expensive. Like, I think it was a 5-day package or something of that sort, but it was amazing.
Why can't I fill these surveys out?
Your QuestionPro employee. It's against rules. You think
really?
I would? Yeah, of course.
Oh, I don't think I've ever asked that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
against the
bummer.
rule for any QuestionPro employees to take QuestionPro fielded surveys, whether there is a reward associated or whether it is sent to you. You can do feedback surveys. So QuestionPro employees, the people who are listening to you, do this, or contractors as well. You can do employee surveys and you can do feedback surveys, but you cannot do rewards-based survey. That's against policy.
I mean, that makes sense, but it kind of makes me sad on the inside.
You have no idea. Oh,
Dude,
Gideon had no
Adrian
idea.
teaches me so many things.
Yeah, it's against policy. You couldn't do it. Because then otherwise what happens is it kind of goes to
We can all go
feeling.
on cruises.
Yeah, because you know how the mechanism works. So
Exactly.
we'll kind of try to answer in that. So we become biased respondents for the reward.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
And
true.
that's something you want to always avoid, biased response.
That is very true. Gid, do you guys have a question for the, does the audience have a question?
Any questions? Any CX related questions?
Ooh, but I know that CX also does training. Is that right?
Yeah, training. I mean, we have TCXT on
Yeah.
Tuesdays.
There you go. There you
And
go.
we have a partner with Carl
Yes.
Yeah.
to do CX training. So,
So
if
when
you
you
need
do
workshops.
when you do sign up, there's going to be workshop. There's a lot of help that is given from the CX team. They're amazing,
Mhm.
and they're here.
They're also coming into town. I think Ken's already here. They're in the hotel.
In my hotel.
hmm
All right.
This is going to be, most of the QuestionPro employees are staying in one place. And so my favorite is I just want to start like not tell everyone when they are starting to show up and just have them like sporadically meet each other in the hallways. I think it'd be so funny.
No, we were speaking about it today because we've not met a lot of people. I was speaking to my colleague today, Karthik,
hmm
and I was like, dude, if you see this person, because I know that they're in the hotel and they're already checked in, if you see this person, would you recognize him? And he's like, I think maybe like if they speak, I'd recognize the voice,
Oh.
but not otherwise. So I went to the lobby yesterday and I'm literally looking at everyone's face to see whether I know them or I don't know
That's
them.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. These are kind of complicated. Like rows, can I display columns randomly? But I don't
You
like
can.
rows. I'm like, but were we talking about rows?
No, you can do row randomization and column randomization depending on why you want to do it. It's not always good to randomize everything, but randomization is a good way of ensuring that you get unbiased responses. You are whiting off the box, but don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo
Okay. What are some other questions you saw on here that you wanted to? I'm reading the questions, you guys.
it. Okay, I literally started looking at that list because I'm up since 3:30 today. I want
know.
to say
You're
that.
gonna need to take a nap.
I'm trying not to because I need to run course so that I adjust with
Oh,
the
yeah.
time zone. It's going to be very difficult otherwise.
That's true.
But then there was this one thing that I want to speak. I said, okay, for certification, it's a really important day because I'm at it today. I'm at it today, right? Because so market research is not only for organizations, but it is also for startups and growing organizations. When you go to your VC and you're talking to them, there's a bunch of questions that get asked. And having your research done when you go and speak to get that money or you're trying to build your product or your service, it's really, really important for you to be able to do that. So today, as a matter of fact, just about an hour ago, there's a new course that's gone live. It's market research for startups. It's in collaboration with QuestionPro's effort for QuestionPro for startups free of cost.
Ooh, there we go. And if you go to questionpro.com/startups and you fit our criteria, you get Research Edition free.
Right.
Because we want to make sure our startup, like the startup world, does market research. I worked for 4 startups before I owned one, so 5 before I came to QuestionPro. And let me tell you, if at least 2 of them had done market research, I think that we would have like pivoted or closed our doors way before we ran out of money. Because
there you go, right?
There, but as an entrepreneur, do you think sometimes you're not an entrepreneur, but entrepreneurs?
Oh, I am.
Oh.
It's not announced yet, but yes.
Oh.
I have a company.
Hot sauce
in
company?
India. No, not the hot sauce company, but there is a venture that's going on in India right now. It's not yet taken off, so I don't speak much about it. But I'll still answer the question.
Okay. As an entrepreneur, a lot of times market research may go against your gut instincts in the market because if you can't find the right people to survey, then you're getting like weird data,
Yeah.
which is why you want to make sure you use something like QuestionPro Audience to find your buyer personas and do multiple studies. Like you can't just say like, oh, nobody wants it or people do want it. You have to do continuous study, kind of like Gia was talking about with continuous listening. Not only do you have to continuously listen to your employees, you need to continuously listen to your customers, which is a huge part of CX and really taking in that data over time. But for one of the startups that I am no longer at, they're still not product market fit 3 years later. So 8 years in, you're like, maybe you should have just.
You should. Maybe you should just go to your market and ask them what's going on, right? So one of the key topics in that is identifying who your target market is, reaching out to them and designing a survey for them. Because you're new, you don't want to give out a lot of information because of course you have competitors. So you don't want the survey to kind of go over there. It's really important to know who your target audience is. And the course that we've done for market research startup is effectively for that. Right. So to kind of give you tips, because an entrepreneur's life is difficult, right? The last thing we want to do is any one of us. I think the people that I've spoken to, or even me for that matter, when I was going through the whole phase of getting the whole organization set up, and I was just too stressed out about everything, I didn't want to take the time of typing down questions and answers, and that kind of gets.
And that's our job.
That's a job. Yeah. Yeah, do it in QuestionPro, but I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm just gonna like Google the shit out of it. But don't do. Can you say shit on this? Can you?
Yes,
it's
fine.
cool.
It's hopefully there's not children watching this. That'd be very weird.
QuestionPro Juniors. I just got an idea. Right? QuestionPro
Surveys made for 10 and under.
Or surveys made by 10 and under. Just imagine the questions that they're going to ask.
Oh, it's probably a lot like the question, like the office hours question. Okay, anyways.
Right.
Moving on, keeping us on track. It's harder to keep us focused when we're in person because I get distracted.
Why do you get distracted?
Because when I'm in my house, I'm just like, I can get us back on track because I can just like mute you or like ignore what you're saying and then talk over you. But
okay, that brings me to a new point. That actually, it just kind of came up because this question, it's not, I don't think it's on the list, but then it came up a couple of months back from one of the clients. How do we stop respondents from getting distracted when they give the survey?
Ooh.
Because, I mean, I can start taking the survey now, go and have a big fight with my fiance and come back and write all kinds of negative stuff, right?
That's true.
It's possible. So the answer to that is keep it short. Keep it in a one setting short. If the survey has to be long, and we know that sometimes we need long surveys, break it up.
So send multiple?
No, so just do the first, get your demographic fit. So understand your audience, get a fit.
Right.
Then do another one to just a specific target within that. So otherwise what you're doing is taking a large survey and sending it to a lot of people, and then you're just analyzing what fits and what doesn't fit. But rather, if you do one survey first, understand everyone, segment everyone rather, and then you do multiple surveys for them, separate. So we can just design that many surveys and send it.
Do you think that people send less surveys because they don't want to design them all?
Yes. Yes, they do. So I worked with a client, again, I'm not going to name them, but they had a massive survey, which when we were programming it in QuestionPro was 367 questions.
What?
Right. And the longest stream of questions.
How long would that take?
No, so this was like the total.
Oh.
So if I go down the longest flow, right, you are answering somewhere between, I think about 53 questions.
Still like what?
19,
half an hour?
Yeah, about 19 minutes-ish.
It takes people longer than 1 minute to answer a question?
Yeah. If the survey is so long, you need to think about it.
Gut instinct. Just phew.
Yeah, see, that's where people will get distracted. You're taking, you're like, I'm going to go get a coffee. You end up spilling something, and yeah, there you go.
And then I just get disqualified out a lot of times.
Yeah, that too.
Or I take them so that I can screenshot what competitor is fielding them and I can send it to the sales team.
We did not say that.
It's public information.
Yeah, they don't need to know that though.
It's marketing. I'm not in sales. I'm just like I'm.
Yes, we don't do that for all my customers listening in from USA. I'm right here for you, meeting you at Austin, Texas, AT&T Center X Day.
Oh,
we don't do
man. what else we got? We're 30 minutes into QuestionPro office hours. Thank you for joining us on Monday, October 24th. We're answering all your questions, and whether that's about life, what the meaning of QuestionPro is, what code you should be using for QuestionPro X Day on Thursday, Crystal
8,100.
Rocks, or if you have any questions about survey software, communities, audience, CX, Insights Hub, research services,
Right.
hold on, employee experience,
All right.
360,
Mhm.
or positive people science.
Right.
Oh, closed loops,
Oh.
All the loops, please.
all the loops,
All the
closed
loops.
loops, outer loop, inner loop, all the loops.
Yeah, outer loop is really good. We're using it internally. I'm using it internally. So it's
Great.
really, really good. Yeah.
Tell us more about outer loop.
So I'm still
Adrian?
warming up to it. I'm trying to understand what it is, but from what I understand, it's like a really good kind of a project management, ticketing management system that kind of aligns with CX. At least what I've understood so far. I could be
Oh,
completely
that's what we
wrong.
talked about on Town Hall last week.
Yeah, I was traveling.
Oh, I would great outer loops.
Yeah, I was traveling. All right, then somewhere
But
over.
so
Europe.
I was like, I
Okay.
like that you know that already, and you weren't on Town Hall.
Oh yeah, because we've been using. So here's a little information into how QuestionPro works. Not a lot of people know this, but whenever we have an idea, it goes into an FRD, which is designing phase. That then goes to product. Product then develops it and releases it on one of our test environments, and then we effectively use it. So for example, when 360 was being made, I used it for my team for the last year to kind of get the appraisals and everything going, and then we actually used it. The Pulse was used when it was under development. Now outer loop is being used. Yeah, marketing does not do that. So we use a lot of it internally just to get the use cases right. CX is very important because see, at the end of the day, head of customer success, right, is all about CX. So CX kind of becomes really important at that point of time.
Right.
If I need to understand the product, I need to understand what I need. That's the reason why we actually use it and we actually test it internally, and then we find all the loopholes. It then goes into beta, where we invite all of our customers to come sign up for it. You can do that by reaching out to chat support or to your account management, but it is a limited slot only. But also, I need to say this: when you take a beta, effectively what you're doing is you're signing up to give us feedback so that we make the product better. So please do reach out with a lot of feedback, whether it's negative, positive. We are trying to reach for the skies. We don't care. Give us all that feedback,
Yeah.
because what happens is once we get feedback enough that the product is stable in beta, we can then finally launch it on the product itself.
You know, a great example of how we did that was live polls.
Oh yes.
Live polls. If you have an essential license, if you have any license, you can use live polls for free, and we'll be using live polls in person at X Day.
Wait, I have a question on that. I heard X Day has a lot of gifts.
They're prizes.
All right, prizes.
But again, QuestionPro employees cannot win them. Like, I'm just gonna boo from the audience. We're giving away a Bose waterproof speaker, an Ember mug. We're giving away some books from our QuestionPro customers and previous X Day speakers. We're giving away some Misa hats, which is a soccer league that we sponsor, and are their customer or their CX offerings person.
I think so.
Fan experience. There it is. And what else are we giving away? I think, and a lot of Starbucks cards, like a lot. Because I love them.
Which you can use after you leave X Day.
Yes.
Because we'll be having breakfast, lunch,
and happy hours.
And
then if you come on Wednesday at Lazarus Brewing Company, we'll be hosting dinner there too.
And we'll be there.
With the rickshaw.
What are you wearing?
I haven't got that far.
All right. See, that's what, when you're not traveling, that's really convenient.
And my mom did all of my clothes, did all my laundry this weekend for me before she left, which was like really helpful. That's all. When my dad and I were at F1, my mom did all my laundry and cleaned my house.
What'd you give her?
My love and affection.
That's convenient. Come on. What do you guys think Ursula should gift her mom for Christmas?
We picked names for Christmas, so I might not have her this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's when we all became adults, we got tired of buying each other gifts, so now we pick names.
But you can still give her.
I could.
Okay.
Anyways, back to office hours because we're live.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I forgot. I'm like, wait a minute. We're just having a conversation. But yes, office hours. We are right
Here
back.
we
We're
are.
right, we're right.
Here we are. Now, okay, so QuestionPro X Day, Thursday, October 27th. Next year, Thursday, October 26th, 2023. It's going to be the last Thursday of every October.
Mm-hmm.
It will not be the first Thursdays of November because that's my birthday usually. Or that first week.
We are gonna send out the address so you can gift. She's enlisting.
And remember, you can always sign up for QuestionPro Essentials. It's our free license. Then you can also, no matter what your account is, you can sign up for live polls, which is
Yes.
super cool.
Polls is free. Live polls is free. You can do forms. We don't talk a lot about forms, but I think Prachi did a section once for office hours. We were talking about all our free tools.
Yes.
You should look that up if you're looking for.
2 QuestionPro office hours ago.
And I remember that.
Mm-hmm. QuestionPro office hours will be taking a break for November and December though, because of holidays. Woo-hoo. And so, or we like special episodes.
I think we can do like a special episode. Wait, the next time on office hours I'll be married.
That's great. Oh, tell us about the surveys that you're using for your wedding.
Okay, so the one survey, it's obvious. I'm using an RSVP survey.
An RSVP survey? That's not obvious. Explain.
That's obvious. I'm having a massive wedding, and everyone's got the invites and everything, and there's a barcode because QuestionPro allows QR. So we've done the QR and we've put it on the back of the invitation card, and they have to scan it and say yes or no whether they're coming and if they're getting anyone, because you need to cater for that many people and you get booze for that many people. They're all gonna be wining and dining at my dime. So it just none of the people who are coming for. Maybe some of them are coming for are gonna watch this, but they don't care about it. But my family doesn't. So we did that. That was the first one. Then second, okay, this is funny, right? When my fiance was trying to pick her gauna, I actually did an A/B test using audience.
What?
Yeah, because so here's how we did it. I picked the designer. So we've picked Vera Wang for her.
Okay.
Yeah, because I really wanted kind of that for her. And
Vibe.
yeah, but then the catch was that I have not seen the dress at all.
Right.
So I don't know what the design is, what the dress is, nothing. And because of that, she did not know how to pick because I'm very specific about a lot of things.
This is why we're friends.
Yeah, very so what we did was she gave me like these options and I said, all right, I cannot kind of do it for you. So we put them, I used one of my friends to do the survey and then field it to a specific target audience. And then we got like a thumbs up. I don't know whether she used it or no, but that was one of the surveys that we actually did.
Y'all,
Wow.
there is so many ways that you can use surveys in your real life and like use instant answers in your real life, which is like one of my favorites. But this takes the cake.
Yeah, I mean, it did feel weird, but when I see the dress after the wedding,
Then you'll know it was validated.
Because that's when I'm gonna see the results. I'm gonna see what she did finally, and I'm gonna like.
We'll have to have a
like,
follow up
let's see.
then.
Yeah.
On a side note, there is a story of a QuestionPro employee using a survey for his child's name.
Who's doing that? No.
No?
No.
Oh, I heard a rumor
Okay.
that there was someone who used it and they fielded it and then let the family vote on like what their kid's name should be.
How big is that family?
I don't know. I have a small family. And their opinions don't matter. It's my kid.
Oh, that gives me an idea. We're trying to pick up a hashtag for my wedding. I'd probably do that.
Ooh, that's a good
Right?
idea.
Yeah,
There
probably
you
do that.
go. That's a good one. Okay, is that any other survey activities happening at the wedding, during the wedding, post? Are you sending out a post survey feedback before? How did you enjoy the reception on a scale of 1 to 10?
No, I don't think I want to know how they enjoy the
Your
reception.
kid's wedding.
What? No, I don't think No, but then there was no. I think these are the two surveys that I remember at least doing. But then.
But you did more. These are just the two you remember.
Yeah, so we didn't do surveys. So what we had problems inventorying a lot of stuff. So my fiance and me were keeping track of like the expenses and all of that. So I created a survey which is more like a requirements form which integrates to Google Sheets, which shared between her and me. And then whenever I do a payment with a vendor or I sign up for a vendor, whatever, I enter it and I submit it, and it's on my phone. So I don't need to go into my sheet, and then she can go in and check, and I can go in and check.
That's genius.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I think we need to do a blog post about how
Yes,
to
we should
use
totally.
QuestionPro for your wedding.
Yeah, because I mean,
I want to know, does the wedding survey include skip logic or branching?
it does. It does. there is a section over there asking for a certain like what are you having and how many people are you getting married. So after some time you just be terminated.
Oh my god, just abort.
Yeah, because dude, so my guest list right now is for all the Americans tuning in. I know this is gonna be a big shock, but it's 800 people at the reception.
Wow.
I told you not to be overwhelmed. I would not do it. And Josh is not a safe one.
Yeah, and Crystal is not coming.
It's true.
You should.
No offense, Josh. I love you dearly, but I know I would get lost.
No, you wouldn't. There'd be like so many other people over there. And think about it. You'd be the only. What's the politically right word over here? American.
There it is.
Over there, you'd stand out.
Great. But it's also like the same week as my birthday, post X day. Only one of us has the energy to do it, and that's the groom.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But okay, any other questions from our live audience? We got the ultimate woo girls here. Any other questions? No? Great. I like this lighting on this though.
I hate it. I need something on my face. I'm not that dark, guys. I'm sorry, I need to say that. I'm not that dark. I've been working on my complexion because like they're like, oh, the photos are not gonna come good. Yeah, like what's the pressure? Oh, another survey.
Okay.
All the grooms who are gonna get married, I'm gonna do another survey asking y'all, is the pressure real to look good? I mean, she said yes. It doesn't matter how you look.
Okay, we'll talk about that offline. Thank you so much for joining us for QuestionPro Office Hours. We'll be back next month, probably with a themed office hours. This theme was IRL.
I don't know.
And we are so glad y'all tuned in to watch us. We can't wait to see you next week. Thanks, Adrian, for being here. And thanks to our marketing team for being our audience.
Thanks a lot.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.